We are 3 in 1 and 1 in 3. We are body, mind, and spirit. We can harmonize these 3 aspects of our being by increasing our awareness of how and why they are connected. Mastering and harmonizing our body, mind, and spirit is the key to achieving total well-being. You will lighten up by purifying your body, liberating your mind, and igniting your creative spirit. As you master and harmonize your body, mind, and spirit, you will unleash your highest potential in every aspect of your life. You will start living your best life as your highest self. Are you ready to lighten up? Starring your host and narrator, Suzanne Ross, TV personality and producer, inspirational author of Wake Up and motivational Rise Up speaker. It's time to lighten up. I like that little bell. That's fun. Although it does say mother on it. Although I do feel like a school marm. School bell. But this is going to be kind of like school today. It's going to be like the ancient mystery school of Lemuria. So how much fun is that? So like I was saying earlier, it's so amazing how these presentations are building on each other. I always tune in before I create anything. I always go into meditation and connect with my higher self, my higher guidance, before I put together a schedule of events or before I put together any kind of material. And so I really feel like a lot of it is divinely guided. And our, higher selves and our guides from above are working very co-creatively with those of us who have chosen this path. This path of teaching and healing and awakening. So all we have to do is tune in and, we can really bring through that divine guidance. So I've talked to you a little bit about who I am and what I do. I really feel called and have felt called for the past few years, after having been walking on the spiritual path for about 8 or 9 years now. In the past couple years, I really felt inspired to bring through the information from all of you in conscious media. And that's what really inspired my show, Lighten Up. It actually started with an event that we had in Pleasanton for the launch of my book, and I didn't want to stand up there for 3 days and be like, me, my book, yay, no. I invited all of the people that I knew who were authors and speakers and healers and spiritual guides to come on stage, and they all gave really powerful presentations. It was all videotaped and by a professional videographer. And when I sat and looked at the footage, I just knew that these presentations had to be seen by the world. This information was so passionately shared by these guides and presenters. I knew that the world could really benefit from this information through media. I mean, anybody who organizes events knows it's hard to get people out to come to events. It's hard to get them to jump on a plane or get in their car and give up their weekend with their friends and family to come and do something. But a lot of people are willing to turn on the TV, right? A lot of people spend a lot of time in front of that TV and also in front of their computers. So when I started this concept of getting these presentations out to the world, I started working with a videographer who knew this, wonderful video editing software. She taught me how to use it. I went on my own and learned more and more and continued to learn more and more about, really creating powerful and compelling and entertaining and colorful videos. And Voice America picked up my show, which was phenomenal. They have people from around the world tuning into this internet television network, and I'm able then to highlight people like Marguerite and Patricia and Grace and Janet, and really, and Sumaya and Danielle, and really bring what they have to say to the world. So I just feel very blessed to be able to do that. Now with Supernatural Sedona, we're taking that to a whole nother level. I've really tapped into, the video editing skills and taken that to a whole new level so that we can open the gateway of Sedona so that people can experience it virtually. This is one of the most powerful spots on the planet. It's truly a focus for higher guidance to come through these powerful portals and vortexes. So another form of conscious media, and we're really hoping to reach the mainstream with this show. And that's who we really need to wake up and inspire and enlighten in a way that they can relate to in a powerful sense. So anyhow, I came to Sedona. Things have really been unfolding in miraculous ways here, and the people who come here always have life-changing experiences, right? I mean, people come here to do the show and they walk away going, wow. They have so much more clarity on their path. They've, awakened to a whole new level of revelations and realizations. So it's all very powerful. I also had the great honor and privilege of connecting with who has now become my mentor, Mark Amaru Pinkham. I was telling you a little bit about him yesterday. He's a very well-traveled, well-cultured spiritual master who has trained under many gurus and guides around the world, particularly in the power spots of Egypt and Peru. And he's really connected to his own roots as an ancient Lemurian king. And there is a place in Sedona, and we're going to show all this on our show, where there is actually the ancient Lemuria king as a big red rock statue. And when you look at that, there is no doubt in your mind, if you have an open mind, that is a statue of an ancient Lemurian king, and it's quite remarkable. So you'll see where that is in the show. And so anyways, he's tuned into his past life as an ancient Lemurian king, and through his intuitive ability to go to these power spots, like Island of the Sun in Lake Titicaca, tune into his ancient Lemurian roots, he's able to bring through those original teachings that were taught on Lemuria. So let's go to Lemuria now. So let's all kind of close our eyes and imagine this.
So I'm asking if you will, as you already have, to come in more fully into your presence. And there's a divine connection with all of us, which has really opened up to me here at Cathedral to show me about the divine holy matrix. And the divine holy matrix we are all a part of. And we are connected to the divine holy matrix, and we can change consciousness and the earth and the weather and so much for light and for love through the divine holy matrix, that inner connection that runs through all of us, through our divine DNA. So that is what I am asking for, that we are able to mind to, and that we are able to connect to on this powerful time, and then throughout all of the connections through the earth, the power points, bringing our hearts in the unity of light and the unity of love. Ooh, la, la.
It is always a big honoring for me to to be able to share part of my story and part of their divine love and wisdom for us, which always comes in different shapes, with different exercises, with different jokes, challenges. So all I know is I cannot promise you a thing, but I really hope we'll play well together and we'll have a good time. Because in my experience, it's the easiest way that we can move on with our lives. And I'm so honored and so inspired to be with all of you and to learn about your stories and your transformations, and only guess yours. The message that is coming through me right now is this divine love who is available and is fully available into this moment as you connect with your higher self, as the Divine Mother is in front of each of you right now, embracing you, loving you as a child as you never were in this lifetime, speaking to you, touching you, hugging you, reminding you how valuable you are, how important you are, how perfect you are in your imperfect self right now.
Crystals have consciousness, and each crystal has a spirit that you can connect with and communicate with. And so that's what we're going to do today, is I'm going to have you connect and communicate with your crystal. The first thing I want you to do is take a look. Let's take a close look at the crystals that we picked out. And is your crystal clear or is it more opaque? Clear crystals run more masculine energy, and the energy moves faster. So if you want to really rev up your energy potential, get a clear crystal. The feminine, more opaque crystals move the energy more gently and slowly. And so a lot of the nurturing crystals are opaque, like the jaspers, the ocean jaspers, the mookites. So those are good, gentle stones to work with. Everyone needs a different way to run energy. Also, if your crystal has a point, so this one has a point, and most crystals have 6 sides, so there will be 6 bases on the top of the point. This determines what direction the energy is going to run in.
One of the first things I have my Divine Your Power clients do is to create a morning ritual that ignites their health and healing. And an example of a ritual is mine. I'll give you my ritual. I start with 20 to 30 minutes of corrective stretching, some form of movement and stretching. I feel the life force energy breath, and I invite it into my body. Breath is extremely important. And I'll get off subject, but not. Most people have an inverted breathing pattern, which means they breathe through their lungs, right? So Roseanne and I live in beach communities in Orange County. There's a lot of pressure there. So most of the women, if not all of them in that area, are walking around like this, right? Just like I used to. Me too. There's no breath here. Where's the life force energy? Yeah, baby. Listen, let it all hang out. I mean, I'd rather have this and the life force energy here than, sucking up and not bringing in that life force. So breath is extremely important. Movement, extremely important. Bring your arms back. Remember the inverted breathing pattern? Up here, lungs. See the difference? My chest. Watch my stomach now. See how big it's getting? I'm inviting the breath into my stomach and also expanding it back and towards my ribs.
I am so pleased to have this opportunity to present the book Wake Up that I was inspired to write after going on long nature walks. So as I started to go into meditation and connect with different higher guides who were helping me write this book, I started to channel through this karmic cause and effect analysis. I wanted it to be totally different than anything I'd ever seen. And, you know, that becomes a concern when you go to so many workshops and read so many books, and then you start to create something. You want to be very careful. You're just not recreating something somebody else has already created, right? And so it became important to me to have something unique. And this karmic cause and effect analysis came through me, and the origins of my spiritual path were Buddhism, so cause and effect really resonated with me powerfully. And what I was shown is that if you, Awakening Through Reflection is the subtitle of the book. It is a 10-day life lessons workshop. If you can help people reflect on the most transformational experiences of their lives and make sense of them, then they can transmute the shadows, they can transform those negative aspects they're still hanging on to, and they can also extract the valuable life lessons they were meant to learn from them. So you throw away the dross and you keep the gems, right? And how do you do this? And so by sharing my own transformational life experience, since we're all experiencing this consensus reality together, we all have similar life experiences along our path, and it, starts with transformation. But after transformation, you move into transition, and then you move into closure, right? You have to transition into a new way of living and being, and then you have to have closure on the old way, and then you can move into different phases of harmony and suffering and reawakening. And so I, put out these 10 different phases that you could go through, during your life, these different types of experiences. So I would share my own, and then that was meant to inspire the reader to recall one like it. Oh, yeah, I had one like that. Oh, it was a really transformational turning point in my life. And so then you start to, reflect upon this transformational experience. You apply it to this karmic cause and effect analysis. And in understanding what were the causes that led to this experience in my life, and understanding the effects that it had on yourself and others, the life lessons that you were meant to learn from it become crystal clear. And then you can apply those life lessons to your life today and learn them once and for all, and consciously move into more advanced lessons. And this is how we intentionally create meaningful experiences incorporating our life lessons so that we can consciously evolve towards more enlightened ones.
So today what we're going to do is a rainbow body activation through the chakras. Yeah. So this will clear each chakra, all the negativity from each chakra. We're going to go 7. We're using the sacred number 7. 7 minutes in each chakra, going through all the chakras. Then I'm going to bring you up to ascension, and then balance your chakras and ground you back to Mother Earth. Yay! So, is everybody ready? Come on, everyone, just breathe in the color red. This is the root chakra, connection with Mother Earth. Grounding is very important so you can manifest things in your life. So breathe in the color red as deep as you can. Breathing out the old that does not serve you anymore.
May it be with the blessings of the Supreme Being that whatever happens during this session will benefit each of us in our spiritual growth, awareness, and understanding. And may we each take a step up in integrating the whole self into the light, love, power, and presence of God within us and all around us. Amen. I invite the angels and archangels, healers, teachers, and masters of the planetary and cosmic hierarchy to be present in whatever manner serves and protects the highest and best good of all. Om peace. Amen. I teach Ascension, and I teach it online, and I teach it in person, and I also teach divine healing, and I work as a spiritual counselor. So what we're going to do today, what is Ascension? Ascension, in my understanding, kind of has 2 pillars. Ascension is this series of huge expanses of consciousness, where you start to decentralize out of this very small sense of self that's tied up in me, myself, and mine, and the ego, and I need and I want, and you know, all these pictures that we have about ourselves and the world around us, and we run our energy through those pictures and we create our reality to match those pictures, even if the pictures aren't great, because we believe we are those things. We believe we are our pictures and our memories and our feelings and our bodies. Ascension is about getting up out of that, and we do that in a process, and I think that's God's mercy at work right there, right? Because can you imagine just suddenly letting all of that go? You wouldn't know how to orient, right? So it's done in a gradual process, right? You have an expansion, you integrate it, you make it real, you bring it out into the 3D world, and then you reach the outer periphery of that. You're okay now, it's starting to feel a little tight again, starting to feel a little confined, finding the next level of delusion here. Time to get back to work, and then, you know, you have this expansion again, and you integrate. Awakening, a non-profit dedicated to those seeking a higher way of living and being. Building a community of spiritual leaders and seekers. Connecting leaders through SPIN, Spiritual Professionals International Network. A network of spiritually inspired professionals offering books, services, programs, and products for those who are seeking to improve their health and well-being on many levels. Awakening presents fundraising activities and events like spiritual retreats in sacred sites like Sedona and Mount Shasta. We also present workshops and classes to inspire, enlighten, and empower. The future vision for Awakening in Sedona is Spirit Ranch, a large acreage dedicated to those seeking a higher way of living and being, a self-sustaining spiritual community with 4 structures. In the center is the Awakening Center for spiritual practices, offerings, classes, and workshops. Sunshine House for women in recovery from addictions, trauma, or tragedy. Sky Blue Sanctuary for women in need of elder care services. And Red Rose Restoration, female holistic healthcare practitioners providing healing and awakening. As president of Awakening, I am delighted to bring our vision to Sedona, Arizona. The goal of Awakening is to offer inspiration, enlightenment, and empowerment, supporting a world moving into a higher way of living and being.
It's just so wonderful to be all denominational, so that during this retreat everybody can, express the traditions that resonate most for them, deep within the core of their being. So thank you so much for sharing that, and thank you so much for bringing such an open mind and open heart to this retreat. I love you all.